Hello, hospitality students, and welcome to the orientation of Hotel Sim. In order to access Hotel Sim, you will need to go to your Canvas homepage. At the bottom of the homepage, you will find the button to open Hotel Sim. Click here to start the hotel simulation. Here is where you enter your access code I sent you. Here at the homepage of Hotel Sim, this is what you will see the first time you log in. And it will give you a welcome. Let's look at number one. Go to the Information tab to learn about the hotel, its market, and its past performance. Here is our Information tab. We'll click on that. A critical first step as the new general manager is to read all these documents, to have a good historical information of your hotel, present day information, and the association outlook for the first quarter. These documents are all in PDF format, so you can print them out and have easily available to view. Let's take a look at one of these documents. We'll look at property description. You will all have the same type of hotel. Thus, your starting point of the simulation is the same. The decisions you make will put you ahead or behind your competition. Some of you as general managers might have a price or occupancy strategy. You may spend a lot of money on advertising or training your staff, and we read this in your discussion. So they're all good decisions, and these decisions you make will differentiate your hotel from the competition. I'm not going to go over the description. This is for you to view, and you can read that at your leisure, and all the other PDFs as well. A lot of good information to read. Highly recommended before you do make those important decisions. So how do we make decisions? Right up here, Make Decision tab. You're going to click there, and every week you'll be making decisions. Each week of class will be 1 month. So we're starting in January, and you'll be making decisions in order. And it's important that you make decisions in order as it appears on the screen. Once you have read all the information in the Information tab, we're going to make decisions. The first step is to estimate your revenue forecast for the next month. Once you estimate your revenue, you will confirm your operating decisions for the next month. We'll click here on Revenue Forecast. It's important you make the decisions, as I said, in the order received, because the reason is you have to understand how much business is coming in, which is your revenue forecast, for you to make the other decisions. And all these numbers will carry over to your rate decisions and food and beverage decisions. Here we have our revenue forecast page. And if you're saying, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do here, you also have a help button here, and you could click on these tutorial videos that explains what you need to do for each decision.
In this tutorial, we will be reviewing the Revenue Forecast page, which is the first option under the Make Decisions tab.
Okay, I'm not going to go over this. This is for you to view, but this is great just to get a good understanding of how to operate the Make Decision of Revenue Forecast. Again, where do I get this information? Once you've read all these PDFs in the Information tab, you will have a better understanding of what occupancy to put for January. So if you wanted to set it at 45%, your weekday occupancy, you can do that. You can set it at 36%, your weekend occupancy. And you'll be doing this for all sectors, whether it's leisure premium, leisure standard. You'll be inputting all those rates. Okay, again, we're forecasting. Okay, and here, these terms, if you do not understand these terms, you see these dotted lines, you can just click and hover over it, and there's a glossary pop-up that explains each term. Market mix, WD, the percentage breakdown of weekday revenue into segments. Once you've inputted all your rates, your occupancy, You'll go down to food and beverage. You'll look at the food and beverage information PDF, and based on what you read, you're going to input, okay, $7 for breakfast, lunch I'll put at $14, and dinner we'll keep at $25. You'll do that for all resident, non-resident covers, event covers. You'll input all the information. Once everything, you also do your bar numbers here and input your bar numbers. Once you've completed that, if you look right here at the bottom, check here if you wish to copy rooms and F&B rates entered above to this month's rates and food and beverage pages. You want to click that. This way, your information carries over to the next decision page of rates and food and beverage. When you've completed everything, you're ready to update and recalculate. And what it's going to do is you'll get a confirmation here that everything is updated. Now, let's say that you put it in and you don't like what you put in. You could always update it and change it. But the cutoff time is always going to be Sunday at 11:59 when we cycle to the next month. So we'll be doing 1 week January, the next week February. So you have time to change your numbers, but that cutoff time is 11:59 on Sunday. Let's go to your next decision, which are rates, and you'll see that most of the rates did carry over from your revenue forecast. You'll be inputting those numbers. Again, you could change it as you wish, and you also have some auto adjustments that you kind of, if you want to set it and you think that, okay, I think next month is going to be really, really slow in occupancy. It's going to be really low. It's going to be at, if we have 45%, let's give a 15% reduction or discount, or a 10% reduction. Or if we happen to go over 85%, we need to, make some profit here, make some money. So let's increase it by 15%. So you have these automatic adjustments that you can set based on your occupancy projections. And again, you set them according to your segments. Leisure Premium, Leisure Standard, all these great segments here. Lastly, once you've inputted these rates, you're going to go down to the bottom and you want to make sure you click Update Rates, and we see that green tab. That means that you've completed your rate decisions. Again, you'll do that for the next one, food and beverage. Based on what you read in the information tab, you have your percentage, your food cost, your average meal prices. You'll input all that, update it, and then you'll see inputted successfully. So we've now, in the last one, actually second to last, is our staffing based on what kind of occupancy we're expecting. We're going to set our staff and elect them, the numbers here, the rooms, the food and beverage. How to do this? Well, you probably want to look at the help page in the video, but most of the information of the numbers that you want to input will be in the information tab under the staffing PDF. Okay. Again, once you've inputted all these numbers, you're going to go all the way in the bottom and update and have that complete. So we're going to be doing this every week, and once you've completed and you've made all your decisions, and also there's marketing where you can elect different type of e-commerce marketing, advertising. And again, you are the general manager. You make the decision based on your philosophy and strategy. Once you've elected your advertising, you're going to, again, update that and set that. So you've completed your advertising there. Lastly, you do have some nice reports here to look at and some financials. We will get into these later on, but if you want to look at that, we'll be talking about this in our discussions. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or send me a message. But we'll be discussing the hotel sim operation in this week's discussion. Great. Have fun. Good luck operating your hotel, and we'll see you in class.